Hi guys, the recipe that I'm going to make now is a vegetarian veggie-rich spaghetti bolognese type sauce. I'm going to make it in the heated bowl on the Magimix Cook Expert, and as much as it's not a complicated recipe anyway, the Cook Expert really does cater for mums and busy parents. You can just stick everything in, press the button and come back and it's ready. And that's really what parents need. They just need that little help to make simple recipes even easier. So I'm just going to start with chopping an onion. I'm just chopping it quite finely. I'm using a red onion and just half an onion. I think half an onion is enough for this recipe. Just running the knife through that there. Okay, I'll throw away the end. Okay, and we're just going to put it in the machine. So we're just going to use a tiny bit of olive oil just to help the onions soften up and get that nice flavour going on. So we just put that half an onion in now. So I've set the machine to one of the Cook Expert functions, which is a heating function at 130 degrees for 5 minutes with the blade on setting number 3. Just turn that on, and that basically just fries the onions. It'll get them nice and clear, soft, and get rid of that raw onion flavour. So the machine's just going there, the blade's spinning around, just keeping them nice and loose in the bowl. So while that's doing its thing, we'll just prepare the veggies. So basically you can use any type of veggies that you've got. I'm just going to keep it really simple with tomatoes, broccoli and cauliflower. So I've got some florets already happening here with the cauliflower. We're just going to go with about a cup of each. So just trim them down a bit smaller. Just put them to the side. Okay, that's a good generous cup there of cauliflower. And I think about probably 4 tomatoes is going to be enough. So with your tomatoes, make sure that they're really ripe, because that's where you get the natural sweetness from that makes food taste delicious. So if you buy the tomatoes, trust tomatoes, they're so juicy, so ripe, and there's no need to add any extra sugar. But if you get them and they're just a tiny bit underripe, just don't put them in the fridge. Leave them out on the windowsill in a sunny place for a few days and they'll ripe up and they'll get juicy and sweet like these ones. But whatever you do, don't keep your tomatoes in the fridge. Okay, so we're just going to roughly chop these tomatoes. They're so juicy that they're pretty much falling apart. Okay, we're just running the knife through these very quickly. No need to take away the stalk. You just throw away the stem, but just leave that little stalk there. That doesn't matter. This is all going to get buzzed up, made into a nice chunky sauce. Alright, so the other ingredients is some broccoli. Just use traditional broccoli or these broccolinis. I'm just going to trim off a small bit of the hard stalks and just run the knife through the rest. So I'm not going to add any extra liquid to this sauce. I find that as long as you've got nice juicy tomatoes, that's enough juiciness for the sauce, and that keeps it nice and thick and means it'll stick to the pasta nicely. My daughter loves this. She's nearly 2, and just on a bit of spelt pasta, it's perfect. And you know that she's getting all the veggies, the protein from the lentils, and you know exactly what's in it. Alright, so I think those onions are probably done. Let's have a look. Sizzle, sizzle. Very nice. There's a nice bit of colour to those onions already. That was very fast. Okay, so let's put the veggies in. We'll just slide them in off the board. Try not to have it go everywhere. Slide them in. Turn your knife around so you're using the back end of it, otherwise you'll end up blunting all your knives. Okay, veggies in. This is going to be big. The other good thing about this sauce is it keeps really well in the freezer. So after it's cooked and cooled, what you don't want to eat in the next couple of days, just put it in, spoon it into some Ziploc bags. Make them nice and flat so that you can defrost them quickly, and just pop them in the freezer. In the Ziploc bags flat, that's my tip. Okay, so we're going to add in a generous cup of brown cooked lentils. These are ones that I pulled out of my freezer earlier, but a can of lentils is perfectly fine. Just give them a wash. Okay, so we'll pour that in. And for flavour, extra seasoning, some black pepper, cracked pepper. I'm a fan of the garlic granules. I just find with cooking for kids, they tend to be a bit more subtle. It gives a nice flavour, but it's not too overpowering. Okay. Some Italian herbs, I'd say a good half teaspoon of Italian herbs. Some salt, we've got some Murray River salt here. And that's it, as simple as that. We just pop the lid back on. And I am going to use the creamed soup function for this. I find that that works well. So we just go through the functions. We go to the cook menu and we choose the creamed soup option. That way, when the recipe is done, we don't have to fiddle around with any of the other settings. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go with the puree soup setting. I find that works well. All right, so we set that up and it automatically comes up for 30 minutes with an auto blade. So that just keeps the food moving in the pan and at 100 degrees C. So that's it. Press go and that's it. So the blade will keep it spinning, keep it from sticking, keep it cooking for 30 minutes. And then at the very end, it'll just give it a buzz. And as I said, because we haven't added any extra liquid, it'll be a nice chunky consistency. So that's it. Let's come back in 30 minutes and see what it looks like. Okay, so just a couple of seconds to go now until our dish is ready. And that's given us a chance. We've had 30 minutes of that cooking. 30 minutes totally hands-free to get the rest of dinner ready, play with the kids, whatever you wanted to do. So any minute now, the heating element's going to turn off, and there it is. And the blade is going. So our chunky sauce is going from veggies, from steamed veggies and lentils to a chunky sauce. There it goes. I've just got it on a bit of a wobbly board there, but we're all under control. All right, so just counting down 5 more seconds and our pasta sauce will be ready. There we go. Couldn't be simpler. All right, so we just pop the lid off. Plenty of steam, as you can see, and yes, it's a really nice chunky consistency. Very similar to traditional bolognese, but this one 100% veggie packed, 100% plant-based. Full of nutrition. We'll just pour that out, give you a good look. Full of nutrition, full of fresh veggies. They've just been lightly cooked and then pureed at the end there with the herbs, the lemon, the garlic, whatever you want to put in there. All right, perfect. The bowl, not too hot to touch, it's great. So there we have it. The Veggies and Me, Veggie Spaghetti Bolognese Sauce. Hope you enjoyed at your house, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you the next time.